4th grade. Nice to see you guys again. Well, wish I was seeing you in person, but it is what it is, so I hope you guys are doing well. Today we're going to talk about area of a triangle. You're going to need a few things. 1, you're going to need scissors. 2, you're going to need a copy out of the packet, page 265. 265, looks like this, all these little triangles. 265. And you're going to need your math book open to page 240. 240. So if you need to pause a second. Tape, scissors, 265 out of the packet, and 240 in your workbook. Okay. Hopefully you have your stuff now. If not, pause it and get it. I hope you guys are alright. Now, if you remember, we were talking about area of a rectangle, area of a square, area of a parallelogram. Those were all the formula. Area equals base times the height. Right? Well, today we're going to look at how to figure out the area of a triangle. And we still want to keep this in mind because we still use the same formula. We're just going to tweak it a little bit. Now, the first thing I want you to do is take out your scissors and 265 and cut out A and B. Right? So just do that real quick. A and B. I'll just tell you a little bit about what I've been up to lately. Oh, trying to do a little yard work. We want to kill some grass. We're thinking of putting in some wood chips by our play area for riding in Savannah. You know, maybe make it a little bit, just more of a play area. Makes it a little easier for me to mow the lawn, too. So, trying to kill some grass. Nothing too much. You guys doing anything fun? Later on this week, I'm going to give you guys a journal to do. And maybe you could tell me a little bit about what you're doing in that journal. We'll talk about that later. Okay, now I have my 2 triangles cut out here, if I can grab a B. And they want you to put these 2 triangles together having the black tips. See how they have the black tips? I hope you can see that. See the black tips? That one and that one. They want these black tips to be by each other. So, go like that, right? Like that. So the black tips are by each other. Can you see that? I hope you can see that. I hope my camera focuses. And then they want you to tape this into page 240. So do that a second. I'm going to tape mine down here a second. Again, I know this is not the greatest, but this is what we have to do. So, and I'll put a second piece of tape there. Now, what shape did we make? What shape did you put on? See, they should be by each other. What shape did you make? Hopefully, you guys are going to tell me that P word, parallelogram, right? Parallelogram. And that gets us back to the shape, the area of a parallelogram is base times height. Well, if you look at it, look at the triangle a second. Really, the triangle is about how much of the parallelogram? It's about half of it. Yeah, it's half. And that's the formula we have to look at. Area really becomes now, we just got to change up one thing. Because a triangle is really base times height, but we want to multiply that by half. So it's like this. You do the base times the height first in the brackets, and then half of that. Okay? Now, if you look at it, AB has a base of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, if I'm counting right. And it goes up 1, 2, 3, 4. I hope I counted right. 6 times 4 is 24. Half of that would be 12. So the area of triangle A or triangle B would be 12 square centimeters. Okay? Now let's look at this a little bit. I'm going to let you guys cut out the rest of C and D, E and F, G and H. Fill out the rest of 240 and 241. where you tape them in there, and again, you're just counting the base, you're counting the height, just like we did in the past couple pages. But let's look at triangles a little bit more. Okay, now let's say most of the time you're going to see a triangle like this. Obviously it has three sides, right? And if I draw, let me try to draw a little straighter here. Okay, sometimes you'll see this little corner there. Do you guys remember what that little corner means? It is a right triangle, right? Just like how the corner of a square is a right triangle, or a rectangle has right angles. Okay? So when we have that, we know that this one, if you know your facts, this equals 90 degrees. Don't have to really know that right now, but if you can put it in your mind, in your memory bank, you're a step ahead. Okay? Now, in this one, obviously down here, we'll say this is a base. Here's my base. We'll say this is 6 units. And, height, let's say height is 5 units. So my height equals 5. So in this situation, area equals the base, 1/2, right? 1/2, don't forget the half, Mr. William. 1/2, base was 6, height is 5. Oops, I was going to write H for height. 5. Now, 6 times 5 is 30. And think, what's half of 30? Half of it. Well, half of 30 is 15. So the area of this triangle is 15. Okay? Again, it's just finding the base, finding the height, and then dividing it by 2. Okay, let's try another one. Let's say that this one, it might not be a bad idea to try this. Just grab a piece of paper or write it somewhere on the workbook. Just try it out. See if you can get the right ones with me. Let's say this one on the bottom here is the base equals 8. And let's have the height equals 7. So try it for a second. Right? I'm going to erase a little bit. You try it. So my base is 8. My height is 7. I hope you know it. 8 times 7 is 56. Very good. Now, half of 56. I don't know if I know the half of 56 very well. So let me try this. This is where we can do a little bit of our division, right? So half is really 2. You're dividing it into 2 parts, right? So 56 divided by 2, just like a long division, 2 goes into 5 2 times. 2 times 2 is 4. Subtract, there's 1. Drop down the 6. 2 goes into 16 8 times. 8 times 2 is 16. Subtract 0. I got nothing to do. Remainder 0. 28. So half of this is 28. And of course, I gotta remember, we're doing centimeters, and it'd be square centimeters. Okay? Now I hope this one's starting to make a little bit of sense. Sometimes you just have your base times your height. Okay? But not every triangle is going to be like that. Let's look at a triangle that's a little different. Find a triangle here that's a little different. Let me clear my board. Let's say we have a triangle like this. Kind of comes over here, comes over here, comes over here. It's still a triangle, right? 3 sides. It's still a triangle. So, and let's say I have on the bottom here 10. So the base is 10. Okay? And, well, how am I going to find the height? This is where math helps us a little bit. If you remember how we did some of those parallelograms, they gave you that little dotted line to kind of tell you how much the height was. They do that on these too. So they're going to have a little dotted line that kind of comes right down here. They always go from like the top to the bottom, right? That tells you how high it is. And usually they'll put on here, they'll say the height is, let's say we'll go with 6. They'll put it just right by it. Right? So you don't have to worry about, well, how am I supposed to find it? They tell you what it is. So then you have your 2 numbers. Area equals half of 10 times 6. Well, 10 times 6 equals 60. Half of 10 times 6, 60. Half of 60 would be 30. 30 centimeters squared. Okay? You're going to see them a lot like this on the homework sheet, which is due in tomorrow's session of the packet. Okay? There's a homework sheet, a home link. I think it's on blue paper. I got blue and yellow over there. What a shock, right? So I got blue and yellow. I think it's on the blue one. But anyways, this is your height. The base is always going to be the bottom, and then the height. Sometimes they might have it go sideways. It doesn't matter. Just look for the two numbers. The one, the line that goes up and down tells you which one's the base. Because obviously this can't be the base, it's the tip. The base is going to be the edge, and then the line splitting it is the height. Even if it's on its side, let me show you what I'm talking about. I think I saw something like this on the homework. So imagine we have a triangle like this, and this, and then here's the little dotted line. Okay? And it'll say this is, let's say this is 7, and then this is really your base. Even though they have it on sideways, this is your base. Remember, this is dotted line tells you the flat edge where the dotted line ends is your base. We'll just say this is 3. Okay? So we got a 7 and a 3. Change up our numbers here. So again, the base, the edge where the line ends, not the tip, but the line, the edge, 3 times 7 is 21. Now this is where it gets a little bit tough. Half of 21, well, half of 20 would be 10. And if I had $1 and I had to split it amongst two people, I would each give them 50 cents. So I would have $10.50. Okay? So that'd be 10.5 centimeters squared. If you want to see that long division, let's look at it. So we would have 21. I need a little bit more room so I don't get too messy here. 21 divided by 2. 2 goes into 2 one time. 1 times 2 is 2. Subtract. We have 0, drop the 1. 2 goes into 1 0 times. 0 times 2 is 0. Subtract 1. We'd have remainder 1. But remember, that remainder is really 1 out of 2, so it's 1/2. I have $10 and half a dollar. Okay? So, I don't think they'll give you one like that. Shows probably poor numbers for this. The main point, look at this. If it's on its side, still look at the bottom. The base is where this line comes into. Okay? Alright. So, that's going to be your homework for the next day. Try wrapping up page 240, 241. Tape these down. Fill in your sheets. Look at your base. Look at your height. Remember, it's always going to be half of it. Half of it. Okay? That's the idea. Base of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. Hey, I hope you guys get this. If not, shoot me an email. Let me know. Contact me some way or other. I'll try to walk you through it. Hey, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.